So it's 7th of December 2020, and this is breakdown of three pairs: Gold GBPAUD and GBPUSD. So first area of interest we're looking at the weekly. We had a bullish closure coming back up, tested the previous week low, which formed the resistance and closed just slightly a bit lower. We still have bullish momentum on this candle that we're seeing going to be brought forward into this week. We have seen the MAs trying to converge here, so that could be a sign of a potential continuation to the downside, but not so yet. So coming down, jumping down to the lower time frame, which is the daily here, we can see that price is starting to slow down towards this region. Now, price has accelerated here because of the UK passing on the vaccine that is going to be mandated this coming week, starting on Tuesday. So, um, well, that is the fundamentals. But looking on the technicals, we could see that right now the price has actually visited the 61.8% of the Fibonacci level, and could potentially roll over all the way up to test the either the 1852 or to hunt out stops that was previously placed right here. So this whole sell off here was because of vaccine news, and this came back up because of vaccine news as well. So this could be a retracement. Now, how far the retracement go up, we'll never know. We'll have to see. But so let me just mark on the areas of interest right here. So on the 4 hourly, we can see that we have our weekly level here, previous weekly high, and then we also have our previous weekly low. Well, this is just a zone that I've marked on. We have our weekly key levels here, 1848, which we have seen that it tapped, and it just didn't break through that. It just tapped, visited that price region, and it just came back down to consolidate. So right now we're seeing that price consolidated here. Price has been slowing down. Momentum has been weak to the upside. We could potentially come for another test into this region where support for the resistance has turned into a support level where this candle have wicked right down here before potentially coming down here. Test this region before making a move further upside. Now I have not seen a break in structure in terms on gold for a bearish move. So for the current bias right now, it will still be a bullish momentum. So I'm expecting price to continue upwards. Now, something that would change my bias would be gold breaking these lows, coming back up to test before continuation down in a risk-off environment. So, this is for gold, but I do think that it will continue upwards and hunt for stop losses here. So that's for gold. So the projection is 1826 to 1878, or potentially just around this region. I wouldn't say it's that accurate, 1878. So that's gold. Going down on GBP AUD, we have our previous weekly levels. Let's see, it's a bit messy. All right. So we have seen that the price has melted down from the previous April, May weeks. Melted down, came onto this region, and it has formed a consolidating region since. Now, what has price done is price has thrown many wicks to the upside, came back down, went back up, threw many wicks to the upside, and now is looking to make a decision. Now, looking at this level that we currently have, is there's 1, 2, 3 weeks before this week making a wick again. Now in the new week, I would say that price is looking a bit bearish on this candlestick formation here. It does seem like it's gonna roll over downwards soon. So looking on the daily here, you can see that, one second, you can see that there has been a huge price spike on previous Friday, that we have seen price sending it all the way up to 1.82 round psychological level. I'll show you on the 4-hour chart that this region was plotted and it just came shy of like 1 pip before rolling over overnight. So I do see that right now a region here 1.82 to 1.818 or even potentially low 1.816 is a key resistance level. This is where sellers will jump into the market and try to sell GBPAUD down. So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait for price to come back up before taking the sell. So I'll be bearish on GBPAUD because momentum is now shifted to the downside, although we're in a consolidation zone. So I have not seen that this price to break above this previous structure to take us higher. So right now it's still remaining below, and this previous candlestick, Friday candlestick, has just reassured me that. So coming down to the 4-hourly, what do we have on the 4-hourly? So there have been 1 week here, 1 week high made here before a little retracement made here, and then a resistance before melt over, and now this has been a resistance zone as well, and it has come to tap perfectly. It's tapped perfectly onto this line here, which is like close to 1 pip difference, and it has just melted all the way down. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna look for a sell, but because the structure has not been broken to the upside, I'm still looking bearish sells. So right now we have seen that this was a previous lower high, and it has been price has broken through it. See this candle, it's broken through it. So right now I anticipate price to come back up before I take the sell all the way down here now to the previous weekly low, the previous weekly low, and further down into the 61.8 region. So that's for GBPAUD. And now these regions that I've marked on here, they are just liquidity zones where we have seen that price has rejected off this region, which could mean that liquidity is coming into the market for that particular pair in this particular direction. Now in this region, we can see that we do have a lot of spikes in this region, and it also lines up with our 61.8 that I've just plotted from the previous highest high to the current price lower low now. So this is GBPAUD. Next up we have our last one, GBPUSD. So on the weekly, we can see that price has been rallying upwards, but it did not manage to close past this level of 348 and 1.352. So but it has spiked up to take up previous stop loss here, so it could be interesting. GBPUSD could be moving higher, but because of my analysis on the DXY, the dollar index, my bias on dollar index, I think that there will be a retracement upwards given that the significant bearish move has happened. So I am bearish on the pound dollar because of my because I do think the dollar is gonna retrace up. So looking on to the pound US dollar, we can see that the pound did not manage to close really strongly. It was just like about a 50% candlestick. So momentum is not 100% bullish, neither or is it bearish. So we have to see a decision being made on the lower time frame. So on the lower time frame in the daily, we can see that there's a weakness rejection above the 1.345 region all the way up to 1.353. Let me check. 1.354. Sorry, 1.354. So we can see that there's rejection around this region, giving it shooting up wicks up there, and um, coming down to the 4 hourly, we can see that there's this mini consolidation zone over here, where price is broken upwards but have been consolidating since. False breakout before a weakness and potential meltdown, just to take out um, buyers here, and a fake breakout to fake out sellers here. And now price has rallied all the way up here right now. Now anywhere within this region, 1.354 to 1.35 would be my potential lookout region to sell. The reason being, I'm very bullish on the dollar, and given that there is a significant cross between um, investors buying the dollar, selling the pound, buying the pound, selling the dollar. So right now, because this inverse correlation, I would look for a retracement upwards for GBPUSD, coming back to test this liquidity region that it has set, and also the psychological level 1.35 before making a lower move downwards. Now, I feel that GBPUSD has already broken this previous lower, higher low region, so we could potentially make a retracement, which further validates my point. Coming down here. Now, why do I say here? Because um, this used to be a resistance level turned support level. Now look at how price is rejected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Now this is a solid support level, given that it lines up with also the 1.33 psychological level, and it has also made a prominent resistance level, given that there's one spike and two spike here. So any further than that, I wouldn't comment on it, but I will be making sure that I'll look out for a sell on GBPUSD down here. Now, what could invalidate this bias of mine? It would be that price rallies upwards and close in this region or above this region for the day. Now, if this does happen, then we can see that price could potentially move up to 1.37, although it's kind of rare, but we could see that. But in this current market conditions, anything can happen, especially to the dollar, and also the vaccine taken by the UK citizens this coming week. So we have to be very cautious with our approach to GBP/USD. But overall, I do think GBP/USD is due for a correction, given that its bull move has happened for quite some time already. So yeah, that's my bias for the three pairs, and thank you.